Hi. For judges, you can sit in front of the yellow seat and rename your name tag, beginning with judge and then your name. And for project team, you can just find the red seat below, and you can rename your name as Team X, then followed by the project name. Our event is about to start, so please stay till on your seat. Okay, it's 7 o'clock. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the exciting second round of Project Selection Pitching Day of the AI and GPT Hackathon. I'm Iris from Modao, and I'm thrilled to be your host for this event. The event is jointly hosted by Modao, Gear, and Leifeng.com, and co-hosted by Tintingland and CoinTime. We also have 5 esteemed sponsors supporting our hackathons all the way. They are BlockPi, Bybit, Huawei Cloud, VentureFlow, and KNN. We aim to invite universities in Singapore and global industry professionals to brainstorm and exchange ideas with each other. Today, we have an amazing lineup of innovative projects prepared by talented teams, all ready to showcase their AI-powered creations. Now, it's my privilege to introduce our panel of judges who bring a wealth of expertise and experience to our hackathon events. They are Dr. Zhang Zhenjie, who is Head of Data of Neural Mobility, Kelvin, who is an AI startup founding engineer, Becky, who is the founder of VentureFlow, Michelle, who is the associate of Kukong Capital, Bo-Yang, who is the founder of P12, B-Man, who is the co-founder of ABCDE Capital, Thomas, who is the CEO of B-Water, Irito, who is the research head of DSynth, Albert, who is the chief scientist of BlockPi, Bernard, who is the data scientist of KNN, Tracy, who is the community manager of Tintingland, and lastly, we have Alan, who is the head of operation of Modao. As we navigate through the impressive project demos, these judges will play a pivotal role in evaluating projects and offering invaluable insights. Before we dive into the thrilling demos, let's take a moment to acknowledge the hard work and dedication put in by our participating teams. Over the past few weeks, these teams have meticulously prepared their presentations, demo videos, and materials to impress both our judges and our audience. Now, without further ado, let's kick off this evening with our opening ceremony. We have the honor of hearing from 2 remarkable co-hosts who will share their insights into the world of AI and innovation. Please join me in welcoming Tintingland and CoinTime for a brief opening sharing sessions. Let's start with Tintingland first. Please come to the stage. And CoinTime can stand nearby the stage to prepare as well.
And so, hello everybody. I guess you guys can hear me, so
yes.
I can share my screen. Yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah. So, is this perfect size for you, or I need to just
do this?
I guess you can see my screen right now. Okay.
Yes,
so,
we can see it.
Tintingland is a platform focused on Web3 developer community. I think I don't need like 5 minutes, probably like 2 to 3 minutes I can finish that. So yeah, so we basically focus on promoting the development of blockchain technology, providing developers with cutting edge technology information, technical courses, seminars, hackathons, entrepreneurship competitions, and industry recruitment. And we are committed to support the growth of Web3 developer and empowering more people to join and participate in the construction of Web3. So yeah, they're all big numbers here. So at present, we have established in depth cooperation with Polkadot, Definity, Flow, Arbitrum, Near, and Solana to help them build a developer community from the scratch in Asia Pacific region through courses, activities, and hackathon competitions. We have already covered with the Polkadot, Definite Flow, Arweave, and other ecosystems have held dozens of hackathons. A total of more than like 500 projects have participated, and the outstanding projects includes some like Parallel, Finance, Manta, Akala, etc. So also many students in the Tintinland course has been become founders, CTOs, and core developers of Web3 ecological projects. And the Tintinland community right now has gathered technology enthusiasts from Chinese and American institutions such as Google, Facebook, Oracle, Microsoft, and BAT, as well as more than like 13K university developers collaborated. So up to now, we have successfully held a number of Web3 series development courses, training more than 10,000 students in total. And these trainees comes from different backgrounds and industries, including students, Web2 developers, Web3 entrepreneurs, whatnot, or courses have including students web, all of that, and received good evaluations and feedbacks. So, and the trainee think that the content of the course is easy to understand and apply. So yeah, basically we are, you can consider it as a top die and DevDAO. So we have more than like 20,000 active users and developers. Yeah, so big numbers. So this what I mentioned before is basically the architecture, the services we provide from courses to hackathon and community building as well. So this all the other activities. Tintin Weekly is just basically focus on different topics every week, hosted by me as well on Twitter Space. Yeah, I mentioned the PERT, and there's our courses. This is our project. I also mentioned it. Okay, so this is our QR code. If you are interested in our project, you can scan QR code to add or WeChat or Twitter to know more. And I'm very happy to be here. And I'm pretty sure we'll have a wonderful demo day. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks Tracy from Tintinland to give us such a quantitative speech about the communities. And now let's welcome CoinTime to give us a sharing speech as well. Please come to the stage.
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so let me share my screen.
Yeah. You can go to the stage as well.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. It's
okay. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's up to you. Yes, we can see your screen very clearly.
Okay. So hello everyone. I'm Yan, responsible for marketing of CoinTime. So thanks Modal for organizing this demo day, and they are able to match Web3 project with a wider range of particle resources as their long-term strategic partner. So CoinTime will provide a further marketing and financing service for Web3 project. So let me introduce CoinTime business in detail. We are a media platform, but we are not just a media platform. So why I said that, I will try to explain it later. And you can see we are a multilingual media. We cover Chinese, Korean, Japanese, like Vietnam, German, etc. And our mission is to deliver objective industry insight and in-depth report to practitioner in the global blockchain industry. And this is our market data. So It's very normal, but you can see as I said before, we are media, but we not just a media. That because we've hosted over 50 demo days in the last few months, and that number is growing. And for the Twitter space, we also host a Twitter space where we invite one Web3 builder to bring their quality project to chat with us for 60 minutes every day, every night. So if you guys are interested, please follow our Twitter account, CoinTime. We will post in advance. Also, most of project, they come to our Twitter space with airdrops and gifts. So please don't miss it. And for next page is flash news. We use AIGC to catch information from many platforms and channels like social media as well. So it's really real time. And next part is our business metrics. So this is introduction of our content, such as in-depth interview, founding, expressing, tutorial, 24/7 news, etc., and project reports. And for our community event, as I said before, we host a Twitter space and demo day, etc., etc. And okay, next one is cooperation. Never mind. The next part. Okay, we also involved the branding and marketing business as well. This is our platform display, and we also have an app, and it's coming soon, maybe in this month. Okay, this is our future plan. The first one is enhance our users' experience. We will introduce the app in this month, and also we plan to establish a credit system. So to enhance the creative and interactive of our characters and readers, creators will have the opportunity to gain increased recognition and the rewards for their contribution. And meanwhile, readers will be able to utilize credit to participate in events and unlock rewards. And the next one is our global conference or meetup or event. We are organizing a summit at the Fulton Hotel in Singapore on the 11th of next month, named the timestamp. We host this event with ABCD's capital, China, Sinohop. It's used to be new Hotech. So if you guys are interested in this event, so you can find us on CoinTime Twitter. Also, we will invite Web3 founders, top investment institution, developer, regulators, and the media partners to share their unique perspective. So that's it. That's our partner. And this is our Twitter and website. So it seems like very simple because we still need to grow. We are very new. So CoinTime is just a few months old. I think if I were asked to present again in 1 year later, I will have more worthy achievement to share with you guys. So thank you.
Okay, thanks Yan for this very interesting sharing. including like utilizing AIGC to capture the latest news and sharing a lot of interesting activities in these thriving media platforms. So our journey through the world of AI will begin with the first batch of projects presentations, in which we'll have 5 participating project teams presenting their demos and pitches, outlining their project's goals, technical brilliance, and innovative business models in the first 10 minutes. Then they will also tackle questions from our esteemed panel judges in the following 5 minutes. Let's get ready to be amazed by these outstanding presentations. As our talented teams present their demos, our esteemed judges will be meticulously evaluating their performance based on the predetermined criteria. For our judges, you can find the forms in our judge group, the judge Telegram group, and can fill in the forms along with the project presentations. So our judges will record their scores and provide insightful summaries for the project strengths and also offering suggestions for improvement. So for projects, please note that you will have 10 minutes for presentations and 5 minutes for Q&A. We'll be reminding you at the last 1 minute of your presentation time. So we'll begin with our first team, AI Smart Math Teachers. Please come to the stage. Hi.
Hey, hello everyone.
We can see
Yeah.
you can begin your presentation.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about my project, AI Smart Math Teachers. My name is Hongshen Zhang from Zhejiang University. I'm a PhD student of math. When I was a kid, my dream is that my math teacher could live in my home and answer my questions at any time I need. Today, I realize it. First, our AI smart math teacher could have multiple model input that we can take photo of the problem and send it to the model. Second, it have adversary learning that we can combine several models together to solve one problem to get better results. Third, our AI smart teacher have accuracy analysis that will tell you whether the AIGC result is true or false. Finally, sometimes we find it hard to understand the solution because we forgot the theorem or the definitions of the problem. The AI smart math teacher would explain the knowledge for you and then show you the solutions. It would make it better for you to understand the problem. The AI smart teacher is not only a solver, but a teacher and applied for 2 patents. Here is the demo version. The demo is free for everybody, and we can upload the picture of the problem and transfer it to Word and click one button to get the lecture note of the problem. Here is the problem of the right angle with 2 sides 3 and 4. First is the definition of right angle and Pythagoras theorem, and it is answer and solutions, and we can totally understand it. Second, we test another problem called chicken rabbit problem, and click OCR, we can get the problem, and we can also get the lecture notes of the problem. It explains the rabbit, chicken, and the problem. Finally, the problem and the answer that we can understand it. The SoftGPT is an AI smart math teacher that have multiple model input that could identify formula and the text by our photograph. Second, it have adversary learning that we put the same problem to several large models and get several results. And we concate these results together to get a better result. Third, by the result of several models, we can evaluate our result. We can know it is accurate or not accurate. Finally, we have knowledge explanation that automatically generates the lecture notes for you. It has wide prospects, just as tutoring, math competition, and university major of math. The idea is from answer comparison, that if in the real world we want to get a correct result, we could send the problem to student A and student B. If their results are the same, it indicates that their results are correct. If they are different, it indicates that they are wrong. In the code world, we can do the same thing. We can send the problem to two models, or several models. If the model result is the same, it have high accuracy. If they are different, we can split the step and get low accuracy. The third problem is that sometimes we cannot understand the solution because we forgot the theorem and the definitions. Like lecture notes, our results contain first, definitions, second, theorem, third, solutions. Based on these results, you can understand the problem. Students need teacher, not just a solver. The technical implementations of our AI smart teacher is based on multimodal input, adversary learning that lets several models work together for one problem to get better results, and accuracy analysis to tell you whether the result is true or false. Fourth, the knowledge explanation that remind you the knowledge. The AI smart math teacher is efficient, accurate, and educative. First, for multimodal input, we found that we could use text input directly put text into the code, or we can use image input that upload an image, OCR the image, and transfer the word into formula. And we have developed website version and Android version for our result. The website version is based on Nginx, and we can upload a picture and click one button and get the whole lecture note. Second, it is math teacher is accurate. First, know that we use adversary learning to do it. We use model fusion to get the result of high accuracy, wide usage, and more practical. Just view these large models as students. We give the problem to several students and check their solutions. We take the solution with highest accuracy to get the best result. And we can synchronize let several models to solve for one problem. If the results are the same, then the result is true. But if it is not same, we can split the step and calculate each step accuracy to get overall accuracy. We could concatenate all the correct process together to get a better result. And we can also analyze the accuracy. We have tested our soft GPT model via GPT-4 with plugins with college examinations, and we see that our soft GPT gets better performance. The knowledge explanation is another good method for us, that it automatically forms PPT for us, that it contains definitions, theorems, and solutions. The first advantage of our math teacher is that compared with traditional tools, just like CHEG or 作业帮, we found that sometimes our problems are not in their database. If we put our problem to them, we would get unrelated problem. It is meaningless. So traditional tool cannot solve problem not in their database. The second advantage is that compared with many large language models, just like ChatGPT or Cloud, we found that they were confident to show us a result, but the result is false. Just like GPT 3.5 give us 5, but the true result is 0.75. The third advantage is that it offers us the targeted lecture note for specific problem. If you ask your professor for a problem, he may told you that go to see the book. But if you ask your problem to AI smart math teacher, he would give you definitions, theorems, and solutions, just like a patient professor. And our results are based on LaTeX. It is well typed. Finally, the business model is to customers that each cost of each problem is $0.1. We can pay by per view or monthly paid. It would be very cheap. Why do we choose AI Smart Math Teacher? Because it is easy usage, because we can click one button to get the PPT. And it is educative. You can learn from the problem, and it can cope with any problem. And it has clear formula. AI Smart Teacher is efficient as well as accuracy and educative. It has multimodal inputs that
Hello,
can click.
only last 1 minute.
Okay. Adversary learning for better results, and accuracy alliances for the results, and the knowledge explanation that could teach people. Compared with existing tools, Solve GPT, click one button to generate lecture notes. It is efficient. It uses model fusion to achieve better results. The result is more accuracy. And it is not only the solver, but also a teacher that can be educated and teach people knowledge. That's all. Thank you for listening.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks Team 1 for these great presentations. If any of our judges have questions towards the team members, can just unmute your mic and ask.
Okay, I have one question.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, I'm Thomas from Bewater, and my question is, what's the biggest technical challenge you had during the development of your demo?
Okay, thank you. We faced with mainly two difficulties in this project. First, yes, the adversary learning, that we should combine these models together to get to we should split. If the result is different, we should split the result and send the split result to each model to get the result. It make time consuming, and sometimes you ask a model whether your result is true, he will tell you whatever you say, he will tell you true, and you must give him an exact problem and ask him to solve it. Then you can know whether your result is true. So it is a little bit difficult. Another difficulty is automatically generation for PPT, that the PPT that we should combine all of our knowledges step by step, and it must be beautiful, like it must be clear to state. But now we have deal with these two difficulties and applied to inventions for these two technologies. That's all.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Hi, this is Zhenjie. I have two questions. So the first one is, can you solve geometry problems in math geometry problems?
No, we cannot. No, we use GPT API to solve the problem. Now GPT API only can upload text, not pictures. So it cannot upload geometry. But we can state the geometry problem to it, and it have probability to solve it, but not 100%. We can just state the problem, not the picture.
Okay, my second question is on, do you have any big benchmark, and so to show what's how accurate is your Solve GPT against existing players in the market, and how big is the benchmark?
Yeah, we have solved for the benchmark for accurate, and we have there may be some. I have seen some paper about it, but it may be a little bit difficult for me to realize. But I tested it through another video that test for GPT accuracy. We test that the accuracy for accuracy for these results are from the video results, and I test our soft GPT results in the Chinese college examinations in math, and for select problem and filling problem, we perform better, but only a little bit better, but it is better. Thank you.
Do you have any specific market target? For example, primary math or maybe the college entry exam math or college math?
Yeah, we attempted, but we that it is very useful for us to learn knowledge, because even though the soft GPT cannot give you the correct answer, it is very likely, but the knowledge is true, that it will tell you the knowledge and the theorem used for this problem. But I think that for the college math problem, it is very difficult to understand for us to understand. So I take just simple problem, but it is very useful for me as a math student in the learning process, that it will tell you the theorem. The theorem is very important, that you do not need to use book to search for the theorem.
So the reason I ask you a question is actually because for different audience, definitely you should use different interaction tools. For example, when you explain the math concept to a primary student, that's definitely a very different interaction tools, different from college students, right? So, so the interface, the user interface is so important in this use case. So I believe it's probably quite important for you to find a very specific target and design the UI in a better way. Yeah, that's my
Okay. Thank you for suggestions. I will do it better.
Okay, thanks Team 1 and all our judges' questions. And now, due to the time limitations, we'll move on to the next team. So the next team will be SQ, Data-Driven AI Expert. Yeah, please come to the stage and conduct your presentations.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Hello, this is Zoe from Ask AI. Sorry. Let me share my screen. Okay. Is my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Cool. So Ask AI is an AI tool that helps you to create an AI twin expert. So the scenario that SQ is addressing is that KOLs or domain experts, they build their IP brand by running private social communities. By communicating regularly and informatively with their followers, they establish trust and professionalism in order to drive successful sales. However, with a vast user base, they need to rely on extra help to answer questions from their community. However, the current solution, what they are using is labor or traditional customer service bots. So the problem is labor is very expensive, and the traditional bots lacks contextual understanding because they are based on the keyword matching logic. So as a result, these always lead to incorrect or unanswered problems. You need to go to human assistance as well. So to address this problem, Ask AI leverages the large language model's contextual understanding ability and empowers the domain experts to customize their private knowledge base and create a cognitive AI twin expert. So here is a demo video of how Ask works. So yeah.
Hey, welcome to Ask.io AI. Here is a demo of how Ask.io AI creates a postoperative rehabilitation AI expert. We've developed a knowledge system for postoperative rehabilitation training after anterior cruciate ligament reconstruction surgery, which we compiled in Notion. By inputting Notion token and page link, we can connect this domain data to our product backend. You can also choose to customize the database by uploading PDF files. After the data is set, we can try to communicate with the AI on our webpage. For example, you can ask how long it takes to fully recover after surgery, what exercises you should do in the first week after surgery. In order to have a better user experience, we also support to embedding the AI expert into social media like WeChat and Discord. So, if you need help with postoperative rehabilitation, or if you want to create your own domain AI expert, Askio's got you covered.
Yeah, so that's a 1-minute video of explaining how Ask AI looks on the user interface. Now let's explain how it works from a technical perspective. So firstly, users upload data in various formats. For example, we support PDF, docs, TXT, and Notion website links. So the second step is we will do the data cleaning, splitting, and correlation analysis. So the third step is the data will be sorted into structured data, and it will be further organized into a vector database for efficient retrieval and analysis. Finally, AskU provide the large language model with a prompt and access to the vector database, enabling it to analyze user questions and provide accurate answers for the users. During the process, we have overcome the two key technical challenges. So the first one is the data cleaning. We convert raw data into a format that is compatible with large language models to ensure an effective recognition. The second is data utilization. Retrieving and combining segmenting the data to generate prompts. We enable the process to have a comprehensive utilization, especially when there is a vast amount of data. Here is another demo video of how AskU performs better than other products we found. It turns out, with the same data input, AskU can respond faster and more accurately. AskU also maintains a dialogue history that can enable users to manually correct answers. Thereby, we can enhance the AI performance in the future, especially when there are many duplicated questions. So, as you can see, AskU has the potential to create many domain experts based on the knowledge system, as long as you feed it in the correct information. It can serve as a psychological mentor, organizational leader, or even your digital life coach. At current stage, however, we have a rather clear market strategy that we want to enable AskU to play the role of a pre-sale expert. For instance, on the picture, AskU is acting as a beer expert. It can explain the beer knowledge, recommend flavors, and providing direct product links for seamless shopping for their customers. So, to sum up, AskU has at least 4 distinctive differentiations. The first one is high accuracy based on our current advanced vector database. So this database technique will enhance the AskU's response accuracy and speed. Secondly is the evolvability based on our QA logs. Our product design enables a learning process based on the dialogue history, so it can perform faster and better when same questions come around. Thirdly, AskU supports to embed the AI expert into social media platforms like WeChat, Discord, so you can access to the AI expert anywhere you want, especially on social media platforms. The finally is we target at driving sale by embedding product links in our AI response. So it's a win-win for both AskU and its clients. So just imagine it. So the possibilities are vast. So the last part is about AskU's business model. So we have a very clear business model. So we offer 4 distinct pricing package that will build annually to our business customers. Currently, our product is not fully built yet, but during our pilot test, we already have 2 paid clients. That's a very exciting and encouraging thing. So it is estimated that with only 100 customers, AskYou's annual revenue will exceed 10 million RMB per year. Yeah, and that's it. And so feel free to scan the QR code and come to our site, create your domain expert, and share the future together with SQAI. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thanks team to SQ for this very structured presentations. And for our judges, if you have any questions, please just unmute and ask.
I'm B-Man from ABC Capital, and the question I want to ask is that I think a lot of team can do this because it's just like you can use the API from OpenAI and generate your own database and your model. And what is your differentiation, and how do you compete with the other teams that do the similar things with you?
Yeah, that's a question we were asked a lot. So actually, there are actually 3 things we think we're different. So the first one is the key technical challenge here is to do, as we were mentioned, is to do the data cleaning and the data retrieving. We have spent the past 6 months to working on this. So for example, for the data cleaning part, we use techniques like natural language processing methods like Soshi and other libraries that can be used for data annotation, entity recognition, and so that we can confidently to converting the unstructured data into a structured data. So yes, anyone can work on this, but we have working on this for a long time and we performed very good. So it turns out we have a very good performance in terms of that. So the second part of the technique part is we have a contextual correlation established based on our retrieved data, and the vector data is processed properly according to the customer data size and relevance. And the data, as a result, the formatting of the data is rather proper, and the response is quite quick. So this is for the technical part. The second part is from the product part. The product part is we have a rather clear user interface, and we have done many interviews with the user to test the usability of how it works and how it is easy to understand the whole data training and testing process. So it has been proved to have a positive feedback from our client, from our pilot test users before. So that's from the product design and user experience part. So the third part is we don't want to actually, it is possible, but current stage, we don't want to cover everything. We just want to focus on the e-commerce brand field because we have many friends. They are establishing the private e-commerce brand online, so they sell things by WeChat, by even Discord, Twitter, social platforms. So we want to customize in this particular context so that this AI can help them to boost their sales. And there will be a lot of product details need to be designed. So yeah, I guess I hope that answers your question.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so if there's any questions, please unmute your mic and ask. Okay, if no more questions, we may move on to the next project group. So our team 3 will be myshell.ai. So please come to the stage and you can share your screen and present. Okay, since team 2, you may go off the stage to the seating areas behind.
Hello everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, great. Hello everyone, my name is Mika and I'm from the MyShell team. Thanks for inviting me here to introduce our project. MyShell is a platform for general consumers to create fully customized AI-powered robots. We started this project by observing that the new generation of creators, they have strong willingness to create their own AI robots or AI applications for different demands and needs, but they're stuck by the high barrier to access those AI capabilities because they don't know how to code and they don't know how to deploy the models. If they want to achieve a product or just an AI robot for them to learn the foreign language, they need days and even weeks to achieve this goal. So we hope to democratize the AI capabilities for those creators, making it super easy to access and use. We currently have over 200,000 users, and they are all from organic growth. And those users have created over 2,000 AI robots in our platform for now.
On MyShell, you can create a robot in just 5 minutes. Take a look at all the cool robots our users have already made. To create your own robot, begin with setting up the basic profile. Using the prompt to define his identity and mission, choose a voice that best suits him. And here it goes. Now talk with him.
Greetings, mortal. I am Loki, the god of mischief and brother of Thor.
Everyone can do this utilizing MyShell's ability. Now, let me show you some awesome robots created by our community. This is a robot that explains everything using only 1,000 words, which is inspired by Randall Munro's book, Thing Explainer. It simplifies complex concepts and looks at the world with fresh eyes. This robot expands on the idea infinitely with the help of MyShell. And you can meet March 7th from Honkai Star Rail, the wildly popular game recently. Feel free to ask her for detailed game guides, such as her element and capacity in the game. Also, you can create a robot to help with your IELTS speaking practice. He can give you questions, grade your work, and provide you with feedback.
Here's your topic. Describe a memorable trip you have taken.
When encountering difficulties in your life, come to Mel to express yourself, seek emotional support, and find solutions that can be turned into actions. You can also have some fun with the tsundere cat, with a voice you wouldn't expect.
A human. What does it want? Maybe it is food or toys. Or maybe it just wants to pet me.
Now get into the universe of infinite creative possibilities with MyShell.
Yeah, as you can see, this is the interesting AI robots created totally by our users. So to achieve this goal, to make creators easily to deploy and create their AI robots, we built a solid tech stack. As you can see in this graph, we use large language model as a glue, and we developed our text-to-speech model, which enables users to create any voice they want. And we also introduced the auto prompt function. By this function, users don't need to worry about how to write the correct prompting to make the AI models work correctly. They just need to focus on the creative part, and we take all the rest. Besides all of this, we also developed the vector database function, which for users to add any knowledge or special skills for their robots. So you can see we have doctor, we have teacher, and we also have the virtual girlfriend or boyfriend in our platform. But in the future, we will also introduce more capabilities such as the image and the videos for our creators to create more interesting robots. We are also developing our in-house AI models, which is used to coordinate and identify each robot in our platform. Try to imagine a situation that one day you are talking with your virtual girlfriend and you told her that I really love Rick and Morty, and then your virtual girlfriend will tell you, I have a friend, he is Ricky, and I will introduce him to talk with you, and then you will talk with Ricky in our platform, which is a fun experience. And here is our core team. Ethan is our co-founder, and he is usually the founder of Auto 3D, which is acquired by 贝壳看房, and he has a strong background in math and computer science. He usually graduated from Oxford University. And our net co-founder is Rick. He has over 10 years in the AI product design. We also have Charles. He is a very young and talented AI researcher from MIT. We also had TC. He graduated from Princeton, and he is really good at large language model research and development. He usually worked in Google and Microsoft. As for me, I'm Mika, as introduced before, and I graduated from Columbia University, and I used to work in Goldman Sachs. And currently, I'm responsible for the business collaboration. So if you have any if you have interest in our platform, please hesitate to contact me. So as you can see, just because we have a strong team with solid technical background, so we have developed a powerful in-house TTS technology. Compared to the solution provided by tech giants such as Microsoft, we can reduce the cost by over 97%. And the most importantly is that we really lower down the barrier for our creators. For now, the creators only need to upload 3-minute voice message. They can clone any voice they want. Besides the voice cloning, we also provide the emotional voice from context. Let me show
The
you.
food in that restaurant is fantastic. I have been there several times. However, it's too far away from where I live. The food in that...
As you can see, with the emotional voice, users will have more immersive experience. So he or she can also feel the emotions from the AI robots. He's not just talking to a machine. For him or her, it's like a real experience that you're talking to a real person. Okay. Here is the business part, and I think there are 2 dimensions of network effects on our platform. The first dimension is about data. As you can see, in the future, we will also involve developers in our platform. So at that time, with easy-to-use creation tools, there will be a lot of creators create diversified robots on our platform, which will attract different user groups. And with more user groups crowding in, more users will create more robots, which will form a robot network. And the more real data are generated and collected in our data in our platform, there are more developers are willing to create more AI models. And the second dimension, okay, let's Okay, I got it. The second dimension is about the tokenomics. We will incentivize our creators by giving back their non-fungible tokens and fungible tokens, and the revenue comes from the membership subscription, which is from the fiat currency of our users. So we think we will become the entry point for Web2 users to get into the Web3 ecosystem. Hints. For example, one of our typical users have created 9 robots, and he earned a lot of credits, and we encourage him to open a Binance account to cash out his credit to become real tokens, and he did it, and he successfully become a Web3 users now. Okay, I'm gonna finish my page. Let's move to the Q&A section.
Okay, now it's the Q&A sessions. So our judges, please raise your questions.
Hi, I'm Becky from Ventureflow. I have one question. As your application sounds like a little bit have a social property, so how do you address the privacy concerns? So will your robots leak the user's privacy? Thank you.
Okay, that's a really good question. So considering we're more like social applications for the users, and I think we will do it by technical part and also by the product part. The first is the technical part. We will use technologies to make the private data not leaving the user's local space, and we will make their private information. We will make sure that the information uploaded to the cloud or uploaded to the large language model will not be sensitive, and the users have the rights to keep the data in somewhere that's safe for them. And also we will do more educational or the guidance part in our platform, in our product. We will tell users how to protect their data privacy and how to use our platform correctly. And we will give more guidance and more help for them to keep data safely.
Hi, this is Chen Jie. Regarding your last slide, you emphasize you're going to build some AI models by yourself. Do you mean you're going to build some large language model by yourself, or is it something else?
Yeah, actually, we're building a model that is multimodal native, because the current large language model is specialized in the language part, and we hope in the future our model will be good at multi-modes, such as the audio and the image and also the video. Yeah, because we want to unlock all possibilities for our creators. And also, the most important part is, like I said, we hope all the robots on our platform to form a network. So this model must have the capability to identify different robots, and they also and it also have to got the ability to identify our users' different intentions and different emotions. So that's the key different point between our model with the general large language model.
How much data do you think you need, and what's because it's a flywheel? Do you think you can get this data by using the current portfolio of your products?
Yeah, that's a really good question. For now, I think our user base are growing very, very quickly. We're just launched like 3 to 4 months, and our user base grow organically and very quickly. So we believe we will definitely got the enough size for the data we needed. And also we will use other methods to increase the database we have. For example, in the future, we will collaborate with some, for example, we will just build a partnership with some the data collecting projects, or some projects that focus on helping the startups to collect more accurate data. And yeah, we are trying to use different methods to achieve this goal. But for now, I have to admit that we're a really early stage startup, and we have just like almost 10 to 15 people, and we need to we still have a long way to go.
Okay, hope that answers the judges' questions. So for other questions that judges may want to ask, you can just leave it in the chat group, and our team, project teams will answer it later. So let's move on to the next team. So it will be Team 4, Gamifications of OOP Learnings. For Team 2, do you mind go off the stage back to the audience area? Okay, no worries. So we can start the presentation of Team 4 first.
Hello, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. So good evening, everyone. I'm Xavier, and I'll be presenting our project on the gamification of OOP learning. My team consists of myself, the product owner and lead developer, and the advisors, Dr. Qi Cao and Mr. Yunji. Before I begin, here is an overview of what to expect. I'll first start off by explaining our motivations and solution. This will then be followed by a technical project overview of our product. A video demo will then be shown before I end my presentation off with a Q&A session. So, let's begin. Now, before I can talk about the product, I first need to answer what is OOP. Well, OOP is an abbreviation of Object-Oriented Programming, which is a popular programming paradigm taught in most IT curriculums. It is an important topic to know as it allows code to be maintainable and reusable. However, it is a difficult topic to teach and learn, and the current teaching methods are mundane and disengaging. This then begs the question, why OOP specifically? Well, OOP encompasses 3 out of the top 5 most popular programming languages globally. To align ourselves with Singapore's Smart Nation initiative to foster a digitally literate society, we have to start from education and prepare the future generations for a technologically advanced society. Thus, we have formulated an objective to teach students object-oriented programming in understandable, relatable, and easy to comprehend ways. Our solution is the design and development of a gamified visual programming tool to teach the 4 principles of OOP, namely abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. The term gamification in our solution essentially means that we leverage game elements in non-game systems to increase engagement and motivation. A statistic from Statistica also shows that 79 to 82% of our target demographic, which are secondary school students and above, actively play games in 2022. Moreover, it's common knowledge that games are a much more attractive medium in engaging not only students, but people in general. Games also have the ability to break down content into bite-sized forms. I'll now present a brief technical overview of our product. To combat the issue at hand, we have decided to develop a tower defense game. Tower defense was a chosen genre as it is straightforward in its objectives. Enemies traverse in a linear path from point A to point B, and the objective of the user is to strategically place down stationary towers or turrets to impede the enemy's advances. The game also features a simple drag and drop control scheme, which lowers the barrier to entry significantly. An illustration of the genre simplicity can be seen here with the screenshot of the game. You can see that the enemies traverse linearly from point A to point B. The game will also feature a block programming interface similar to existing products like Scratch or Blockly. However, instead of reinventing the wheel, our product has a unique spin on the idea as it is designed to focus solely on OOP rather than programming syntaxes or custom variable or function declarations. The game features 3 key pieces held together by a singleton design pattern. In the interest of time, I'll briefly go through these components, but if you have any questions on specific details, please do feel free to pose a question during the Q&A session. The first key piece is the game map, the setting in which the game takes place. Our product features an infinite number of maps, and this is made possible by leveraging AI and pathfinding algorithms like the genetic and A-star algorithm. A genetic algorithm is an algorithm that parallels Darwin's theory on evolution, where a population exists and a subset of that population will reproduce to create the next population, and so on and so forth. Through the modifications of multiple parameters that we have developed, we are able to generate a new and ideal map using the genetic algorithm, and an ideal path can be generated using the pathfinding A-star algorithm. Next are the towers. They are the main components that the users will interact with, as users will be coding these towers through our block programming interface. The implementation of the towers are also highly scalable, as they utilize a templated pattern. Lastly, we have the enemies, which are AI agents developed using a mathematical model of computation called a finite state machine. The usage of a finite state machine allows AI agents to be modular, scalable, and customizable for future development into the product. Before I present the video demo, I'd like to introduce the flow of the game. Players will start from the main menu, where they get to choose between an optional tutorial stage and a game stage. In the tutorial stage, the users will learn about the 4 pillars of OOP and how to play the game. After they're done, they'll proceed to the game stage, where they'll apply what they have learned from the tutorial. Upon completing a stage, they will proceed to a new stage where a new map will be generated for them using the genetic and A-star algorithm. Each stage of the game, be it the tutorial or game stage, will feature 2 game modes, code mode and play mode. Code mode, players will utilize the block programming interface to code their turrets. They'll then be able to fully transition to the play mode, where they'll be able to put their turrets that they have coded to the test. I'll now move on to the video demonstration of our product. You are free to try the demo using the link, and if there are any audio or visual issues with the demo, do feel free to get out to me. Hello everyone, and welcome to the demonstration of Object-Oriented Tower Defense, a gamified educational tool to expose students to the concepts of object-oriented programming, namely abstraction, about that, inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation. The demo will start from the tutorial stage. The tutorial was designed to be an interactive slideshow. It provides explanations of the topics being introduced and requires the user to perform tasks to proceed. In the event the player is stuck, a replayable video is provided to the player as a point of reference. Unlike traditional classroom lectures, the design of this tutorial provides a guided hands-on learning experience for students and equips them with the tools to understand or proceed with the actions. This combats and reduces learned helplessness, a condition in which a person has a sense of powerlessness arising from persistent failure to succeed. Students who consistently feel a sense of learned helplessness tend to give up on learning quickly and develop apathy towards the subject matter. Therefore, the motivation of this game is to combat such issues, and the design of the tutorial is meant to address that. In the interest of time, the details of each phase of the tutorial will be omitted, and the video demo of the tutorial will be sped up. However, if you are interested, you are welcome to try the game and tutorial out. As an overview, the phases of the tutorial will cover the following topics in order: abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and the game knowledge required to interact with and play the game. Upon completing the guided tutorial, the player will proceed to the final phase of the tutorial, where they will be required to apply their knowledge in a risk-free environment. This environment enables the user to freely explore the components of the game and introduces the various gamified elements to the users, such as quests, points, and badges. After completing the tutorial, the player can then proceed with the normal stages of the game. Similar to the tutorial stage, the normal stages of the game features a code mode and a play mode. In code mode, players are able to utilize a block programming interface to code their turrets in the risk and cost-free environment. This promotes active learning and experimentation from the player. In play mode, players are able to pit the turrets they have coded against waves of enemies to defend their stronghold, which is represented by a castle on the map. To avoid overwhelming the player, the first stage of the game is intentionally designed to feature no quest. A level completed banner will also appear after every completion of a stage. The stars act as another gamification element to encourage the user to actively engage with the game and the learning experience. For the sake of demonstration, I have fast-forwarded to a later stage of the game. It can be observed that the game map is different. To promote replayability and a wider range of strategic options, the game utilizes a genetic algorithm and an A-star algorithm to randomly generate a new map on every stage and playthrough. The shape and size of the map will progressively increase as the player plays through more stages. After starting the game, it can also be observed that there are now quests present. As the player completes more stages, more quests will be provided to the player, which increases the difficulty of the game. This increase in difficulty incentivizes the player to engage with the OOP elements found in the game, to complete quests, to earn stars, and reduce the overall cost of the turrets.
Last 1 minute.
I have now come to the end of my demonstration, and I hope you try the game out for yourself and enjoy the OOP learning experience. Thank you. Alright, so I will speed through my reading part. So now before I end my presentation, I'd like to discuss the business roadmap and future work. The project will continue to expand by introducing more game elements such as leaderboards and a cooperative multiplayer mode to provide meaning to the existing game elements and foster teamwork amongst the students. Additionally, game mechanics and code blocks could also be added to expand gameplay options. The product will also seek to scale up and to replace and improve existing products by introducing programming syntaxes. An idea for the admin version of the game is also floating around, where we can allow educators to customize the game maps and quests to track their students' progress. Lastly, with regards to our business model, when analyzing existing products, Scratch is a non-profit organization that relies on donations for its funding. It also does not cover OOP concepts.
Sorry.
Locally, sorry. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is our business model, and then now I'll move on to the Q&A.
Okay, let's open the floor to our judges who are eager to dive deeper to the projects.
Okay, I have a question.
Yep.
For the project, where is the AI part of it?
The AI part is where we use an AI algorithm, where the genetic algorithm to generate the map. And hold on. So for the map, we use the AI algorithm of the genetic algorithm, where, as you can see on the right side, on the image, there are multiple parameters where you are able to set to generate the ideal game map, and this also provides the base for us to do it provides a foundation for us to develop this business roadmap and to expand the idea of the game. And moreover, we also used a mathematical model that is also used with AI to develop the AI agents of the game, which are the enemies. And as you can see from this, it utilizes the finite state machine to provide modularity, scalability, and flexibility in expanding the idea further.
Okay, thanks for the answering. And other judges, do you have any questions? How about B-Man? Okay.
I'm good. I don't have any answers.
Okay, thanks our judges. So if without other questions, we're moving on to the last group of our first batch of projects. So the fifth team is GoSAS AI. So could you come to the front stage and conduct your presentations?
Hello?
Yeah. Hi, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Let me share my screen. Whoa.
Okay, we can see it.
Okay, awesome. Hi guys, we are Gotham AI, and we are an LLM powered code generation and deployment platform that allows you to prototype software with lightning speed. So if you're an entrepreneur like me and you're working on early stage project, then you would know that you get so much requests from different users, and you're spread very thin, right? You're working in a team of 2 to 3 people, coding day and night, and yet the users' requests just keeps inundating you. and you want to ship fast because with more prototypes, you generate more learnings. And worse is if you have a great idea, but you don't have the technical abilities to realize it. You may think of hiring someone to speed up the development or develop something from zero, but from where our project is based in the Bay Area, even junior software engineers can set you back $100,000. So that's clearly not feasible. And you may think of leveraging existing AI solutions, with ChatGPT, Copilot, to help you generate code, but they only generate bits and pieces of the code that don't really connect together. And in the end, you have to be the one to integrate these code together, set up the environment, deploy them, and make sure they're running. Again, without technical abilities, you won't be able to do any of that. However, with GitHub AI, everything will change. So again, GitHub AI is an LLM code generation and deployment platform. Our user flow is very intuitive. As an entrepreneur, you have an idea, you write it down, and you send it to our website. And in our website, with the cloud service, it does all the heavy lifting for you in the back end. What it does is it will help you perform the authentication, it will help you connect to the database, and also it connects to platforms like GitHub and Vercel, and it automatically deploys it for you. And the end output, it spits out a link that you can click on and see your project or your prototype coming to life. You can play around with it, you can give it to your customer, you can give it to your investor. So without further ado, let me show you how that works in practice. So this is our website. It's actually fully functional. I'm going to share the link in the chat later on. You're welcome to play with it. So just here, click on try now. And currently, since it's still an MVP, all the new projects goes into the same Git repo, but it will create a new branch. So there's no conflict, no concerns of overriding each other. So here I have created a prompt. It's just a simple to-do list. You can enter a new to-do, you can list a to-do, and you can search them or delete them. Now all you gotta do is hit place order. Boom. So now this process is going to take a bit of time because our service integrates with many platforms. So what it's going to do now is it reads the entire GitHub repo if you have existing contents there. If you want to improve instead of building something from scratch. It reads that into the user's vector database, and then it performs chain operations to autonomously go through the entire code and create or edit stuff according to the instructions given by the user. And then it will spit out the complete code base that is ready to be deployed along with the GitHub repo containing the code. So it's going to take a bit too long for the purpose of our presentation here, so I ran it beforehand. Again, you can try out the link for yourself. If you have any software ideas, you can do it. So here we see two options, right? One is the GitHub pull request. So this was the code that was generated with the prompt that was given. We have a README file that shows the chain of thoughts by the AI. And we have all the different files. We even have a shell script, which provides the instruction for running this type of project. And if you are not tech savvy, you're not familiar with GitHub, and you just want to see how the end product looks like, well, we've done that for you too. So you just click here. It's automatically deployed through the Vercel API. And here you can see the end product. It's a simple to-do list. Here you can write in hello world, boom, successfully added. So it functions as we specified. You can delete. So it works pretty well. So as we continue development, we are going to integrate with more platforms and more services. So it's going to support more features, more complex features. So now a little bit about our team. We're mostly students from UC Berkeley. Our co-founder King was working as an AI researcher at Microsoft and met with the CTO Wayne at an AI research lab at UC Berkeley. Serena and I, we're supporting the BD and investor relations side of things. So we bring experience from consulting and investment banking. So fun fact, this is not our first time participating in the Modal Hackathon. We actually won the first place in the Modal NFT Hackathon last year. So it's a pleasure to be back. So now before I wrap up my presentation, I just want to give you a glimpse of our vision at Gotham AI of how the future of software engineering could look like. So let's first take a step back and look back in history, how programming has evolved. We started off with transistors, logic gates. We moved on to low-level languages like assembly code. Then we developed languages like C, and eventually we abstracted it even more and we got languages like Python. So a clear trend that we see is that the machine's language is becoming easier for humans to learn and interpret. However, at Gotham AI, we believe this is not enough, and we think that we are fairly close to a world where the machine is going to speak our language. So this means we no longer need to learn programming. It's going to be buried under the hood of natural language, just like assembly code or even transistors. So we envision a future where anyone can build anything at any time, and Gotham AI is there to close the gap between idea and reality in software engineering. So that wraps up my presentation. We're open to questions.
Okay, thanks for the great presentations. And now it's the Q&A sessions, and our judges can unmute and ask questions.
I'm Becky from Ventureflow. I have a question that besides the programming language Python, do you support other programming languages?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we support actually all the major. What's running in the backend is essentially GPT-4 with LangChain. So any language that GPT-4 is capable of writing, which is essentially most of the more popular programming languages, we are able to create.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
This is Vernon from KN3. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Can user chat with AI to further modify the page?
Yes, exactly. The AI could definitely do that. And how it works is, remember in the flow, there was one step where we input the GitHub repo. So if you want to modify an existing project, you just input the existing repo link there, and then you provide the instructions. So our AI will read that from that repo, store it in the vectors database, and then modify based on the code it receives there. So this way you can continuously iterate. If something doesn't work, you can just prompt it and until it's functional. So there's definitely a feedback mechanism.
Okay.
Right. So at the beginning of your deck, you mentioned the entrepreneurs are your targeting users, right?
Yeah.
Right. So my question is, why would entrepreneurs to upload their business ideas to your platform?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, first of all, our code is completely, so we don't store any of the user's data. So the code that's generated is directly stored in the vectors database belonging to that user. So they have to authenticate with their own API key. We don't have access to that. We don't store it. And in terms of the ideas, why would they input their ideas? In my opinion, in my humble opinion, as an entrepreneur, I think we are in an era where open source beats the closed loop sort of development, and with in under this environment, I think people are generally more open to just sharing, and without testing it, you may not be able to build it. So there's definitely a clear trade-off. So do you want efficiency or do you want more secrecy? And I think in this case, open source definitely wins. Not saying that we will take their ideas. We're not going to do that. But I think people are generally more open if, if it really brings down the cycle time, right? We're talking about 5 minutes and just getting your idea to life and just trying it out versus spending maybe months to develop it.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, so if no more questions, thanks for the great speech presented by our first 5 project teams and the insightful questions raised by our judges. So for our judges, please also remember to submit your scoring for the first 5 groups. So before we continue with our demos, let's also hear from our sponsor, VentureFlow. So Becky will be presenting some of the sharing some of the updates about VentureFlow, and they have been a driving force behind the innovation of the ultimate Web3 SaaS platforms to streamline the investment process. And we are honored to have them to share their thoughts with us. Okay. Okay. Hi, can you see my screen, Becky?
Yes.
I think your mic is a bit cut off. I cannot hear it very clearly.
How about now?
Okay, now it's great.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Becky from VentureFlow. I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to speak at this hackathon event and introduce you all about VentureFlow. Next page, please. So, what exactly is VentureFlow? Iris, please, next page.
Okay. Can you see my screen? Is it?
No.
Oh. Let me resharing the screen.
Should I just share myself?
Okay. Can you see my screen? Is it? Okay.
Yes, it's fine.
Okay, you will share yourself, right? Hi, Becky.
Yes, see?
Yeah. It's still loading. Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Awesome.
Let me continue. So, what exactly is VentureFlow? Well, it's a next generation CRM platform designed especially for crypto ventures with a set of features, including the deal sourcing, deal flow management, fund tracking, and more. So with VentureFlow, venture teams can streamline their operations and effectively manage their portfolios. You might be wondering, why did we create VentureFlow in the first place? Well, beyond being a speaker here, I'm also deeply involved in investments. So I've noticed that even though most venture capitalists are investing the latest and greatest technologies, they're still relying on spreadsheets or tools like Notion to organize and handle their portfolios. So it just doesn't add up. I think they deserve a more systematic tool to manage deal information and conduct evaluations and performance analysis. And that's exactly why VentureFlow come into existence. Here are some product insights. So investment manager can manage a deal from the pre-investment in leads panel to post-investment in the deals panel. So all information about the deal, including their fundraising deck, white paper, social medias, meeting memos, invested amount, a token vesting schedule, a token sale records can aggregate it together for easier tracking. And during the development of our product, and GPT come out. So I questioned myself whether we were building a product that could potentially become outdated before its time. So I challenged myself to think about how AI could revolutionize the venture capital investment. So I conclude 3 key directions where AI could make an impact. The first is data collection and organization. So venture investment managers typically go through about 100 projects per week, and narrowing down to about 20 for interviews and chats. So this is followed by carefully selection of a few promising projects, leading to the further research for internal investment meetings. It's not a small task. So like a large language model-based AI can automatically clean and structure information and creating a well-organized investment database. And the second, data analysis, forecasting, and risk management. So by aggregating data from sources like GitHub updates, social media discussions, and team activities, AI can assist in evaluating investment and making the informed decisions. And the third is the sentiment analysis. So this involves analyzing a wide range of news and media articles to gauge the market sentiment trends. So based on the above directions, we developed a simple AI demo as an explore. You can just input a website link or a PDF document, and then GPT will work its magic to provide the structured information as the outcome. You can see here. This can save the investment manager a lot of time and the hassle of reading documents and endless website browsing. So this feature will be soon be integrated into the VentureFlow CRM. And looking ahead, we also like to tackle the question, how can blockchain technology empower crypto VCs? So our solution is Smart Sign. It's a smart contract for venture capital investments. So currently, when VC have made the investment decision after signing all the agreements, they will transfer the investment funds to the project's wallet. But this actually comes with substantial investment risks as well. Because after transferring investment fund, the decision-making power rests with the project side. And that's often be a long term of a lockup period for their purchase token. And those tokens have limited liquidity. So Smart Sign, as an investment smart contract, can address this issue. As a smart contract, VC can transfer their investment fund into the contract. And when the project issues the token, they also can deposit investor purchase token into the contract as well. So let the contract manage the vesting schedule and unlock automatically. And in the meanwhile, investors will obtain NFTs representing the locked tokens and their token rights, enabling them to gain the liquidity and returns through the NFT trading in advance. So the on-chain data of Smart Sign will also be integrated with the VentureFlow CRM to enhance its automation capabilities. Well, VentureFlow isn't just a CRM SaaS platform, it's also a vibrant community of startups and VCs. We facilitate the themed private pitch meetings, such as the payment, the wallet, RWA, and more coming up, to foster the connection between startups and VCs. We like to create a platform for more communication and discussion in the investment market. So in closing, to all the hackathon teams, I wish you all the best of luck in this competition. And if you are considering funding in the near future, you can just simply scan the QR code on the screen to submit your deck and information to the VentureFlow platform. We are very excited to welcome you into our community. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Becky for this great sharing. We'll be leaving a few minutes for our judges to perform their scoring for the first batch of projects until 8:40. So now we'll have 6 minutes break. Yeah, during the break, you can also go to mingle with each other and talk with each other to know more about their projects or answering some questions. So until 8:40, we will starting our second batch of presentations. There will be 6 projects in the second batch. Okay, it's 8:40 now, so please go back to the seat and we'll begin our second batch of project presentations. Okay, the excitement doesn't stop here. We have another set of 6 remarkable projects awaiting to be unveiled. These teams have poured their hearts and minds into their creations, and they are ready to demonstrate the power of AI in action. Once again, our judges will engage in the critical task of evaluating and scoring the projects. Their insightful comments will also provide valuable feedback to our teams and shed light on their journey towards the hackathon events. Without further ado, let's welcome Team 6, Chat Programming, to the stage. And we are looking forward to your presentation.
Okay, I would like to share my screen.
Yeah.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you and see your screen.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone. The project we would like to present today is Chat Programming, which is the self-learning and teaching copilot based on AI. In short, Chat Programming is a professional domain learning and teaching copilot with the help of LLM and vector datasets. We start with the learning teaching of programming area, but hope to be the copilot of self-study in any domain finally. Okay. Let's see the background of our project. As we know, LLM is awesome for the learning of general knowledge, but for professional learning, it will be limited by the data sources and perform poorly. Here is an example. Aptos is a blockchain that published after 2022, but the knowledge of ChatGPT are cut off in September 2021. So the ChatGPT is not capable of answering questions about smart contract of the Aptos. So combining LLM with vector dataset is a reasonable solution, especially when the number of tokens allowed by LLM's prompt continues to rise. As the picture shows, handled by the word embedding model, the data could be embedded into vector dataset, and we using a model called smart prompt to generate prompt smartly by the mixing of user questions, prompt template, and the search result of the vector dataset. And the next one is the most important background. Okay, some types of vector dataset we think that should be treated as public goods. They should be maintained using the governance paradigm. In another way, it is the Web3 way, such as the examples we would like to show later, the smart contract public vector data sets. Okay, thank you. The next is the introduction of the product project architecture. Okay, here is the design consideration. The LLM we choose are the GPT-3, GPT-4, and the other open source LLM. And the vector dataset we choose is the open source framework, which called embedded base, which supported many vector database. The data governance of the public data sets using the smart contract, which we called the governance implemented by Move and Solidity. We actually implemented by Move, and the Solidity contract is doing now. The programming language we used is Elixir, React, Move, and Solidity. Okay, and the data privacy are controlled by the AI members in the data governance committee. It will be talked later. Okay, here is the full map of our project. There are 4 modules: vector dataset, blockchain controller, blockchain data saver, and smart prompt. The first part is the vector dataset module. there would be multi types of data source, such as the PDF, Markdown, the data fetched from the internet, such as fetched from the GitHub. By the data parser and the data slicer, the data would be embedded into vector data sets. Vector data set is divided into 3 types: fully open, read open, and completely private, using for the different purpose. For example, the smart contract data set are the fully open data sets because it is benefit for all the developers, and all the developers could be the contributors for this data set. Okay. The next module is blockchain controller, and the contract implementation can be seen in the README of our project. Okay. After the contributor submit the proposal, the data set management committee. Okay. It will be the AI in the committee, or the personal or the person in the committee. For examples, private price serving AI to help not to allow the data that concern the province provides. Okay, such as the other more AI. Regardless of whether the final application is the final proposal is approved or rejected, the submission process, voting results, and final review will be carried out on the chain, thereby ensure a trusted record of behavior on the chain. The next one is the blockchain data save module, and it is developing now. It will save the data of the vector data set, so a persistent network such as the RView network, IPFS network, or the ETH stage. Okay. And the last part is the smart prompt. It provides abilities to talk to large language modules. Okay. In addition, smart prompt also provides the tree functions, but we passed it because the time. Okay. Okay. Let us summarize the most important features. The first one is the high robust, persistent network storage, ensure the high robust of the vector data set, so it could not be lost, the data lost because of some reason. Okay. The second one is the confirmation of the contributor rights, ensure that the data contributes are truthfully recorded, so the governance contracts. The second feature, and we think is very important, is public good. It makes the read permissions public to provide support for the innovative AI applications. And the fourth is the examples for the public goods that we use the public vector data sets for the codes. Okay, it's the first thing we begin to do. Okay, and here is the demo. There are 2 programs. The first one is the main project. Okay, let me show you the program step by step. Okay, here we can choose the embedded-based vector data sets, and it could be seen here. We slice the Aptos smart contract into pieces and set it into the vector data set. Okay. And we also can visit the other public vector data sets. And here is a question. Here is the question, and here is the numbers of items to be searched. Okay, let me have a search. Okay, here is the result. We searched for all the examples about the struct, which is a type of code in the move smart contract. Okay, and here we can fleet it. after fleet it, we using a service called smart prompt. Okay, we can generate the prompt by the. Okay, thank you. And we can using the prompt to ask ChatGPT or ask the smart prompt. And the other function is the proposal viewer, and here is the DApp. Okay, the DApp, according to the DApp, we can set a proposal. Okay, and the proposal will set it to the blockchain, Apple's blockchain, and we'll set it to the bank end. So, and we can approve or deny it by the committee. Okay, by the app. Okay, thank you a lot. And the last one is the introduction of our of our team. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks Team 6 for the great speech. And now we are opening to the judges to ask any questions you may have. Okay, is there any questions? Feel free to unmute your mic. How about Bernard from Tree? Do you have any questions would like to raise? Okay, don't be shy. If there's any questions, can ask the project. This is a great time to have conversations to clear some of your doubts. Okay, maybe Thomas, do you have any questions? Okay. Maybe I'll raise one question. So, what's your next plan for your projects?
Okay, can I show my screen again?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. The vector data set is the basic infrastructure of our project, and the chat programming is the first application to the users. That may be the smart contract or the DApp or any other programming learner in our DAO. We are developed DAO called Nonstick, and here is another example that built based on the public vector data set. It's called the scaffold move. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's similar to the some projects in this demo day. It will generate the Aptos smart contract by the vector data set and LLM step by step. For example, the first step is the build the structs, build the functions, build the events, and finally, okay, we got a smart contract automatically by the vector data set and LLM. Okay, here is the two applications that based on our architectures. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for the sharing. Okay, I guess without other questions, we'll move on to the Team 7. So Team 7 is called Chat 2. So let's welcome them to the stage. You may go upstairs for we cannot hear you at this place. You may go further up. Hi Base, we cannot hear you at this point of time. You may go upstairs for a little bit.
Hello.
Now we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, and also see your screen.
Yeah. Okay, let's introduce my project ChatTube. Hello everyone, this is Bas and I want to introduce you my project ChatTube. One day, when I was watching Lex Friedman's YouTube channel, and their talks is very interesting and inspiring and fascinating. At that time, I wondering, what if I can what if I can use AI tools to talk with these people and engage them in real-time conversations. And then an interesting idea was born. I can talk with Elon Musk and ask him why he wanted to build SpaceX and why he bought Twitter last year. I want to ask Mark Zuckerberg and ask him what hard things he faced when building Facebook. The idea is continue to spread and develop. Even I want to have a conversation with some history figures, and I want to create an AI figure to mock them. I can ask President Richard Nixon in 1971 and ask him why did he want to decouple the US dollar from God. I want to ask Michael Jackson what unfair treatment he encountered during his lifetime, what criticism he faced, and how he dealt with them. Next, let's introduce ChatTube design logic. Firstly, our users provide one or multiple YouTube links. We use LangChain to analyze this YouTube content and create an AI bot to represent these people in YouTube. Secondly, the terminal user can talk to the bot. We use OpenAI Whisper module to parse their voices and generate a custom prompt, and then give a YouTuber character a system role to this prompt. When received the prompt, thirdly, we obtain the answer from the LangChain NLP analysis module. The AI bot answers like if they were spoken by the characters represented by the person in the YouTube videos. We will use the Microsoft Edge TTS text-to-speech module to convert these answers into voice. This generated audio will be delivered to the terminal user. Now let's introduce the reasons why we built ChatTube and ChatTube's potential market value and business model. As is well known to us, the progress of our society is driven by innovation. So I want to seek knowledge, insight, intelligence from some people I admire. We can use ChatTube to find some eureka moments. And these moments give me more deep thoughts. However, the current YouTube plugin market almost all focusing on summarizing YouTube videos. It's a passive consumption of information. This gives us a feeling that all content sounds important, but it doesn't give me any important information. We can use ChatTube to spark our interest and curiosity. Actually, I have a lot of questions and I want to talk with Steve Jobs. This gives me, I want to Steve Jobs gave me some life advices, and I want to hear his story actively. Our brain's thinking process is not linear. It's more like a random process. So in ChatTube, we encourage our user, to explore knowledge and generate new information. We use Claude Shannon's theory. Claude Shannon is the father of information age. We use his information entropy to generate new, to record new innovation, knowledge, and information, and this will provide some incentives to our user. We will talk it later. Our talk to earn economic module. Now it's the most fascinating, most sexy part. We can use YouTube content to train many bots, and every bot represent a single person. This make him some rules. We can organize a roundtable discussion, invite Elon Musk, Robert Oppenheimer, like Steve Jobs to talk together. Not only they have the knowledge, but also we can feed them new informations, feed them new knowledge. It's a good idea. And now let's explain why we want to use voice instead of just text. The history of human language is 6 million years, but the text is just 500 years. So we think voice is more and more efficient than text. Next is our talk to earn economic model design. We create a new improvement proposal, a new standard to record users' attentions, users' talks based Claude Shannon's information entropy. Our user can get token incentive by creating new information and new innovations. User can pay for our YouTuber creator some token incentive, and user can also pay advice to save his advice time. The YouTuber creator can get a double incentive from user and YouTube platform. YouTube is more motivated to create new YouTube videos. Next phase, we want to use OpenAI's DALL-E module to create some image to represent these figures. Complete the whole process. But I'm sorry for that. Our live MVP is not very complete. I was a blockchain developer, and I'm now learning how to use front end and how to combine these knowledges, these tools to complete all the ChatTube module. Okay, that's all. Thanks. Oh, it's over.
Okay, thanks for the presentation by Team 7. Now it's time for our judges to raise any questions.
Hi, I have a question.
Hello.
Hey, hello. I'm Emeritus from these things. So I can imagine there will be a big problem about the authorization. So whether it's if you want to get some answers from a live celebrity or with whose copyright is belong to others. So how would you deal with it?
I use YouTube transcript to get our YouTube content, and we use LangChain to analyze these informations, and it will saved to our vector database. These informations will be traced by our user.
Yeah, thanks for your explanation. But my question is not about technical problem. It's about if you want to if you want to use their voice or use their images to generate some answers, you need to get the authorization from them, right? So how can you make it? Yeah. So what if?
Sorry,
Yeah. What if the chat?
We don't have some authorization from the YouTube creator. We can create a new tools to authorize them and ask them to authorize our platform.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think for this stage is still like a research stage. So if this project needs to move on to some business commercial purpose, then we may need to think of this aspect. And thanks our judges for raising these questions. Do you have any other questions? Hi. So if there is no other questions, we may move on to the next group. So it will be Team 8, Insightic, AIGC for Web3 Regulation Technologies. Yeah, let's welcome them to present.
Hi, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Hi. Okay. Let me get started. Yes, it's the next place decorated by Modal. Thank you, and we are honored to be here. I'm Sheng Liang. I'm a research fellow from Asian Institute of Digital Finance in US. I'm also the CEO of Insightic. Insightic is an AI agent-enabled compliance assessment solution for digital asset innovation. We started this startup to align our vision with regulators, central banks. We want to create infrastructure to support digital asset innovation and discourage cryptocurrency speculations. The most challenging problem that in this crypto asset compliance assessment is that this is a lack of expertise that because the crypto asset compliance assessment requires cross-domain expertise, including regulatory understanding, financial background, and the knowledge of Web3 and blockchain. So that there's a lot of projects, crypto exchanges, and is lined up to get the financial licenses from regulatory authorities. And because it takes so long, maybe 1 year, 2 years for you to get a license or in principle approval, the true innovative program just go anonymously launch on Twitter, or they just find some places with no regulations. So this is called regulatory arbitrage. And the problem is that there's no collective intelligence approach to ensure an effective compliance, meaning that we are leveraging one person's or banks or even just a single jurisdiction's knowledge to fight for distributed global financial situations. That's why we come up with this AI agent power compliance assessment framework to make it more scalable and more with reduce of human power. It is built based on 5 important pillars. First is the software verification deep down that we validate if the software implementation is the same as what they have been claimed in their white paper, is their business claim, or required by regulatory authorities. We have done graph analytics for more than 15 years. We use graph analytics for blockchain analytics, NFT world trading, and social media analysis. We have built proprietary large language model and essential pilot projects with regulators and financial institutions. More importantly, these more essential building blocks are leveraged or utilized by federated machine learning, well, we build a cross-jurisdiction or multi-jurisdiction knowledge base that helps different jurisdictions to learn from each other with their knowledge and assessment preserved, with the privacy preserved. So this AI agent powered a compliance assessment framework serves four different customer segments. The first is a regulatory authority. This is what we are working on. We do a compliance assessment, regulatory reporting and monitoring, on-chain background checking, and smart contract suitability assessment for them. Later stage, we are moving to more serving crypto exchanges and financial institutions to let them know that whether they can list a certain token in such a jurisdiction, and with a multi-jurisdictional compliance risk assessment for them. And we provide more real-time evaluations with support for public-private permission blockchains. And we provide services later to the auditor and virtual asset survey providers, VASPs. Well, we provide guidelines with the knowledge that we have already been built with regulatory authority and financial institutions. The ultimate goal is to create a credit rating system for VASP and securities for the investors, for the ecosystems. So this is just a high-level concept of the AI agent. We use a chatbot format because it's more easy to understand, but it's fine. It's a software built integrated in their workflow. So from a financial regulatory authorities view, that they want to proceed onboarding step for a project called new something using the virtual asset guidelines. So they provide a white paper to us. The AI agent will analyzing first what are the business model, what are the tax associated with this project, and then come up with a pre-assessment form for this project. Then they say, click here to email the pre-assessment link to the applicant so that they can fill in those data that is not publicly available. For example, their own development documents, their founders' details, their linking address, their Israel addresses, so to support our AI agent to have more precise assessment of this profile. They can also click here to view the onboarding process. Then after maybe just 1 or 2 weeks, here is the assessment dashboard by collecting data from the applicants as well as getting data from online, such as Twitter accounts and also the Instagram addresses by monitoring. Then we can highlight that, say, this project fulfill the guidelines or regulations only from 2 out of 18 jurisdictions. So you may consider whether you want to accept them as your financial service provider. They have abnormal community activities. They have poor security assurance. And you may click here to generate action to take for the applicants so that they can follow up and complete this part to be more legit, to provide better services for your consumers. So what's happening behind is that we really built up a analysis dashboard, including maybe some security auditing report, quality analysis, social media analysis, business logic analysis, together with validations. Another example is that we've helped crypto exchanges say, can I list the token pipe in ADGM? Now here's a white paper. So our AI agent associated with the data crawling and also the knowledge base we have built with regulators. We say I've collected publicly available data for this token in this form. You can provide the following details to ensure more comprehensive analysis. For example, team background, because they are anonymous, and you can provide developer documents if you know them. You get the developer documents, and if you can provide third-party auditing reports, that will be much helpful for us to take as a reference. It's also okay if you don't have it, then we can still generate an assessment dashboard with just the publicly available data from blockchain, from Twitter, from their white paper. So we can highlight that this token, this ICO is forbidden by MiCA, but it's not forbidden in ADGM. We have a AML CFT concern. They have a high wash and bot trading on their blockchain transactions. They have made improper social media posts by just manipulating the market. So we give the corresponding recommendations. So our team has built obtained strong partnership with global regulators. We have signed research collaboration agreement with Abu Dhabi Global Market. We have signed an MOU with Qatar Financial Center, joining their digital asset labs. We have signed an MOU with Southern Trust. They will mentor Insightic to pilot projects. Mainly, we are working on permission blockchain solutions together with DeFi for institutions. We are ongoing discussion with central bank in Europe, and we present to IMAS with positive feedback. So this is our funding team. I was architect for Web3 startups, co-founded 2 startups before. One is the InsurTech for fraud detection. My co-founder is Prof. He Bingsheng. He's a Vice Dean of Research from School of Computing, a full professor. He's also the ACI distinguished member. our team is not only backed by government support, we also have the world-leading research with 300 publications, 50 on graph processing, 40 on machine learning. We have deep tech entrepreneurships. Let's take 1 minute to take a view of our demo. I'm not sure you can hear the sound. You have the voice off. Basically, this is the MA view, that regulator can see. We have another view, but it takes longer time. Just 1 minute for this demo.
We cannot hear the voice, but can see the subscript.
Okay. I'll share the link of the video in the chat later.
Okay.
That's all. We are raising funds for our next big step. Invest in the digital asset future with us. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Prof. Lu for this, Dr. Lu for these presentations. And if any of our judges have questions, feel free to raise at this moment. Yeah, I see Albert is raising hand. You can unmute your mic. Hi, Albert.
Okay. We cannot hear you.
If any other judges have questions, please raise at this moment. Maybe Dr. Zhang, do you have any questions?
I'm not an expert on that, so my question is how frequently do you think the users will get to use this platform?
Good question. Actually, there's according to MiCA, the crypto regulation in Europe, they require the crypto asset service provider to report their assets location in a weekly basis. So it's that's why we build assessment together with monitoring. We help them to build the validation of the report they have generated. So to answer your question, it's quite frequent.
Okay, thanks for the answering. So if there's any other questions, you can also ask. Okay, I think that's all for the Team 8 for the presentations and the Q&A sessions. Thanks for your presentations. Yeah, okay.
Thank you for your time.
I have one question.
Yeah.
I don't know if your product will audit their codes of the project, because what if their the code they submit to your database and actually their code is different? So how can you assess?
Good question. First, the code they have uploaded to the blockchain explorer should be very easy to obtain. And second is that we monitor this as one important key features that one risk factor we have done with regulator is that we monitor the code integrity. What they have been audited is we validate whether the code they have been deployed is the same as what they have been audited through their security auditing reports and from Bills and from Survey. So this is the answer we answer for the regulators. Are they doing as what they have been? Are the code they have been uploaded is the same as what they have been deployed on the blockchain? And we also monitor the developer activities. In fact, we suggest the regulator to do KYC for all the regulators has a control of the smart contracts, so that when they have new developers assigned with the right to modify the code, we monitor the address. Also, when they change the implementation of the code, we also monitor that. So this is just a part of features we do for the compliance assessment in our platform.
Thank you. Because I think your projects only used for the Singapore government or all of the different governments of different countries, because every country has a different regulations. So do you need to provide the different rules for them?
Definitely. We are onboarding different regulatory frameworks, but luckily the underlying logic is quite similar. And what the case that you don't touch retail. If you are facing institution level investors, that's fine. So and also we are building more. We are sort of like combining Web3 native assessment for regulators, for central banks, to let them know that this is the right way to do compliance assessment for digital assets. And the requirement from regulator is just only a small part of it. And they just require you do KYC, you do registration, and you report your financial status. And we let them know that these are more important things to follow. And that's why we use federated machine learning. That, for example, in the Middle East, they care about DAO. In the Europe, they care about ICO, INO, etc. But we want to have a multi-jurisdiction knowledge that even there's projects that is talking about DAO, it fulfills the requirements about ICO. They can do it in Europe, but in fact, the DAO organization is not following the industry standard or regulatory requirement from another jurisdiction. This is some risk you may want to consider. It's option, but it's better to consider because you're protecting your consumer, and this crypto asset service provider is doing a global and distributed operations.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. That's all the question.
Okay. We can have one more questions from the floor. If you can raise here. Okay, if not, then we're moving on to the next presentations. So we welcome Team 9 Echo to conduct your sharing.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, let me show me my. Okay. Wait a moment.
Okay, take your time.
Yeah, I need a quick and reinstall because I can't.
Okay. Maybe we can move on to the next team first. Okay, maybe we move on to Team 10 first. Hi, Team 10, wireframe designers. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can go to the stage and do your presentation first. Okay, for Team 9, you can wait for a while. Maybe
Okay,
wait.
you.
Yeah, you can wait for the next.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Chen Mu. So it's been an honor to be here to present my project, Wireframe Designer. I'm currently a design manager in Alibaba. This is one of my side projects that I did in an attempt to join the trend of AIGC technologies that's being developed has a lot of new developments in the recent years. So the project is called Wireframe Designer. As the name states, this is an AI-powered wireframe generator. And then, as you can see from the UI, I think the idea is quite simple. It's using a prompt. The users can enter a prompt about what do they want to design. And they can also have more detailed settings like whether they want a mobile or desktop design. And then they can also enter the context about the background of the product that they want to build, their target users, and then they enter their design task. And after everything is set, they tap on, they click on design, and the plugin will just do the magic of building the design. So that's the basic concept. A lot of people ask me, why do I build this plugin to, it is currently a Figma plugin, and a lot of people ask me, why do I build this product to trying to replace myself? Actually, I feel that currently there is a lot of AI tools that is already in the market in different vertical domains. But actually, in terms of product design, there isn't still a very good tool that address the common use cases of brainstorming ideas and doing design iterations on product ideas. There's a lot of tools that address the problem of generate code and build the product, deploy smoothly. But in terms of iterations on an idea, I think the design process is still very important in the product development cycle. So I can imagine two very strong use cases for this plugin. First is, for example, let's brainstorm some ideas for a new product landing page in the next 2 minutes. So for people without a very good product design knowledge and they don't have a very good design skills, it's a very hard job. And then it is very useful if there's an AI assistant that can throw out ideas to inspire people with good design sense. And then another use case is someone probably want to, for example, an entrepreneur or a single practitioner, they want to design an app for tarot card prediction. Or they want to design something very specific, for example, a website for my pet. They have a very general idea, but it is hard for them to visualize and have a concrete solution. So in this case, an AI assistant, such a product will also be very useful for them to quickly visualize their ideas. So I will do a simple demo. This is some of the designs that it generated. I just did it a short while ago. So just to prepare. So this is the prompt for this tool design is actually the store list or store locations page for an app, for a fashion app. So actually using the same prompt is actually able to generate designs with very different design directions that is very good for brainstorming on what kind of ideas that people are going with. Yeah, for example, like we search for the stores and then we list out the popular locations and all the locations, and then there's a bottom bar. Or we can have a map up front and then some featured stores and more stores and then a bottom bar. So basically, these are two designs that it generated using a plugin. And for example, this one, this is the prompt that I entered, sales performance dashboard. So it's able to generate designs such as the metrics, charts, top selling products, and customer reviews, something like that. So, oh, actually, I forgot to mention. So the context that I input is a fashion app for female teenagers in South Asia. It's a very specific product that I want to build. It with target audience, and I want to generate mobile design. And then, for example, this exact same prompt, I can have another option. So I can just tap on design, and then it's able to build another dashboard that is probably making some sense. For example, we can have tabs on top saying overview, trends, and revenue, and then monthly performance, and then best-selling products, customer reviews, recommended stuff. Okay, yeah. So this is another idea, and we can go on and on. So it's also possible, for example, let's just have another new prompt. For example, we can have a desktop design, for example, or let's just do homepage. So that's the homepage for this app. And right now it will just start with blocks of components, and then doing very relevant designs that is related to the prompts that I've input in, also the target audience. So, and the speed, I think right now it is quite acceptable, I would say. Yeah. And then it will give you latest fashion trends that is probably relevant to your, and also probably you want to have sign up for the premium access. And then since actually there is input in the context, I input teenager, so I think the age range is mostly teenager. So you will generate very relevant designs. So that's how this plugin works for now. In terms of difficulties, challenges that I've faced when building this plugin, actually this product, the first thing I usually do is just to throw this concept to a big language model and see how they perform. Actually, right now there are two very different types of AI models that's very popular. First is the language models, and also and then the other type is actually kind of like Midjourney and Stable Diffusion. But actually, product design is somewhere in the middle. We have the visual part, but also there's also the content itself is also very important. So these kind of things cannot be addressed by models like Midjourney, because in terms of content, in terms of visual, I think Midjourney can do a good job, but the content it generates usually is not making any sense. The information for it. And if we try such tasks using large language models such as GPT, actually it is very bad at deciding the size, the location of UI components, and basically the general layout of a page. And if we build a very large model of, for example, if we script all the current web designs that we have, it's hard to get a good quality. There are good and bad designs out there in the market. So if you train a model, we cannot guarantee that the result is good. So the approach that I did for building this product is first to break down the task and then build the workflows. So I'm imagining what do I do as a UI designer? What do I do for if I get a design request? And usually there is a business requirement, and usually there will be a preset of design guidelines that I use. So here that is referring to the UI components. And then using that, actually I'm forming an information structure of what informations are important, what is not, what should be displayed, what should be hidden. Which this part I think is very, sorry?
Last webinar.
Okay. So I think the plugin is using the same concept of having this. The user input is actually the business requirement, and then I have designed a set of UI components, and then a lot of visual rules is actually summarized by myself. As a good designer, what are the design principles that I should adopt? And then it generates a good design. So in terms of future opportunities, I guess one thing that I'm considering is generating flows, an entire user flow instead of just one screen. And also, of course, if we have more components and better looking components, we can or existing components that is built by existing companies, then we can.
Hamza.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for the great presentation by Team 10 wireframe designers. So now it's open to our judges to ask any questions in your mind. Maybe we'll have.
This is Bernard from, sorry, KN3. I have a question. Can AI also generate the jumps among the pages?
You mean the gestures? Yes.
Yes.
It is possible. But right now it is not implemented. It's my immediate next plan that I'm trying to do, implement this feature. So, it's definitely possible. Yes. But right now, this plugin is not having this feature yet. Yeah.
And also, I want to know if the product will support users chat to AI to modify their design.
Yes. So right now, what a lot of users do is actually they just add on to their existing prompt, and we are planning to have that. Yeah. So right now, actually, a lot of people, existing users, are doing is adding on top of their existing prompt, so that it's kind of like editing on top of the design. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thanks,
Hi,
Bernard.
this is Zhenjie. My question is, let's say if Figma decides to do it by themselves, do you think you have any unique advantage blocking them doing exactly the same thing?
Yeah. So I think I've analyzed this issue as well. So I think Figma right now is actually really focusing on the enterprise side of generating code and everything. So in the short term, I'm not sure whether they have the plan to do so. But if so, I feel that different designers will summarize out different rules of constructing a good design. So that is actually the human part, like how we build the design process. So I think a lot of different tools can generate different effects, I would say. So if you have a good layout sense and a good set of design principles that is different from each other, I think user will choose the tool that is easier for them, or they feel that is the best result for them. So I feel that even if Figma do the same itself, do the similar feature, all these kind of plugins will survive as well, because they all generate different effects of designs. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Any other questions? Okay, if not, then we'll continue the speech of Team 9, Echo. So Echo, please come to the stage and do the presentations. Hi, Echo. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, let me show my screen.
So for Team 10, you can go back to the audience seat. Okay, thank you.
Can you see my
We can
screen?
see.
Okay, sorry. GPT. Okay, hello everyone. I'm Levin from Echo team. Echo is a decentralized co-creation platform that leverage AI tools to make user to have a good cooperation. First, I want to show a product video to demonstrate how it works.
Sorry, we cannot hear the sound.
You cannot hear the sound?
Yeah. Maybe you can see the left bottom side. Near your microphone, there is a triangle. You may adjust it to your built-in microphone or speakers.
Where? Maybe I use YouTube.
Still cannot hear the sound. I think it's due to the gather town settings. Yeah, but we can see the subscript.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed that the video is 4 minutes. So in the meanwhile, you may want to share some your.
Yeah, I think the video can demonstrate the whole process.
Okay.
Apple is encourage co-creation. Anyone can initiate a collection, and all eligible participants can co-create this collection through AI tools. Yeah, current collection always created by individuals or project, and or sometimes generated by script. Lack of creative, and fans cannot participate in the creative process. So our solution is build a decentralized co-create platform which everyone can easily co-create through AI tools. And just you initiate a collection and set a config, and you generate 0 NFT, and other guys can fork this NFT. This is a screenshot of our website to show how to fork from NFT. Just click fork and use your own prompt to generate a new NFT. And this is another screenshot. Everyone can initiate a collection, and the root node which is the 0 index NFT need to be created by the collection owner, and each node is an NFT. Each node have file node, and each node created by one person. Each collection is a smart contract, and all income belongs to all contributors. It's like a reverse tree. This is another screenshot to show the collection info of collections. Mint limits and end time, mint price. You can set the config free or charge, whitelist or public. And each collection also is a treasury contract. All royalty and income will be sent to this contract address. For example, we sell NFT on OpenSea, and the OpenSea will pay the royalty fee to this contract address. This is an example to show how it works. This guy initial collection and set whitelist, and the mint price is 0.1, and the royalty fee is 10%, and he creates 0 index NFT. And other guys, he is eligible participate, and he used his own prompt to create 3 new NFT. And one guy buys 0 NFT on OpenSea for 100 Ethereum, and 10 Ethereum were sent to this collection smart contract as the royalty fee. And these 3 guys can claim royalty fee from this contract address. Yeah, this guy can claim 5 Ethereum. These 2 guys 2.5. A business model, AI as service model, we can charge fees from the AI service, and the next we can charge for create collection, and we can get a fixed percentage of every collection's royalty fee, and also we can participate with other project, maybe NFT marketplace, gallery.
Last minute.
This is our website of a product already deployed on our testnet, and the smart contract already deployed on the testnet. This is our Twitter and our website. Everyone can log in and to test. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Team 9 for the presentations. And now our judges, do you have any questions? Okay, maybe I'll ask one question. So what's the biggest challenges during your project?
I think maybe important is evaluation, because the idea I think is important, and I need to write more than 10 smart contracts, and we team just have 3 people. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So could you share more about like how the idea is came up?
Yeah, because all the NFT collections, just Azuki or other things, all is created by one person or project, and as fans you cannot participate.
Okay.
So if you you are a fans of some KOL. KOL can just initiate a collection and he just provide 0 NFT and all of his fans can participate, fork his NFT and show you creativity. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, any other questions from our judge panels? Okay, if not, we thanks Team 9 for the presentations. And now we'll have our last presentations with Team 11, Matt Assist AI. So let's welcome Team 11 to do the presentations. Yeah, you can stand in the middle of the stage, then we can hear you.
Yep, testing.
Yeah.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, great. Yes, can everyone see the slides?
Yes, we can see it. You can start anytime.
Okay, great. Okay, 3, 2, 1, start. Okay, thanks everyone for coming in for my presentation today. Today I bring to you Med Assist AI, revolutionizing medical diagnosis. I am Dylan from team 1 + 1 = 3, and I bring to you Med Assist AI, a medical LLM chatbot solution that can assist doctors in helping to diagnose patients. So the current healthcare system that we have is not efficient. When a patient has a condition, he can take 30 minutes to travel to the emergency room and up to 30 minutes to 6 hours to see a doctor for a consultation. And the waiting time for life-threatening patients can take up to 70 minutes. Now, this is simply an unacceptable timing. Non-essential visits clog up hospital resources, and up to 70% of A&E visits are non-urgent, which includes non-life-threatening conditions such as sprains, fractures, cuts, and abrasions. Doctors also get symptoms wrong because some people lie to their doctors because they are afraid that there might be some sort of a privacy issue, or they might be uncomfortable sharing details with their doctors. Doctors are also often overworked and suffer from burnout and anxiety. So the current problem that we have is of long waiting times in the emergency room, inefficient allocation of resources due to higher costs spent on healthcare, overworked doctors that suffer from burnout, and privacy concerns, and also inaccurate diagnosis. So I bring to you Med Assist AI, a large language model chatbot that can help doctors with diagnosing medical conditions. It provides immediate results of less than 30 seconds, saving valuable time from both patients and doctors, reduces unnecessary healthcare resource expenditure, with less time being spent on non-urgent cases, and also ensures privacy and fair judgment through extensive training of the AI by doctors and reducing biases and unfairness when it comes to diagnosis. So how Med Assist AI works is that when a patient has a condition and they want to look for an A&E hospital, for example, he can scan a QR code on the hospital website or can access the Med Assist AI link website to talk with the chatbot. The patient can provide description, pictures of their conditions, and also use text-to-speech to talk with the chatbot. The Med Assist AI chatbot will then help with evaluating the condition through a matrix and then advise a possible course of action. Please note that this is not necessarily a diagnosis, as the patient can at any time look for a teleconsult on the platform, in any case if they want to speak to a doctor. This is simply a chatbot that can be used to help diagnose a patient. The patient can then further decide on what to do and can be referred to a doctor on the platform. the doctor can be involved with diagnosing the patient with assistance of the MedAssist AI chatbot. From the patient point of view, we can see that this is a website that they can have access to, and they are talking to the chatbot through the use of the blue bubble, as well as being able to send pictures and images to the chatbot for further analysis. The chatbot is then able to ask helpful questions to help ascertain what condition that the patient might have, and also help to provide a certain preliminary diagnosis for the patient. In this example, the patient has a case of stomach pain, and the chatbot determines that the condition is likely concerning and recommends that the patient talk with the doctor or get to the nearest A&E. So in this example, if the patient chooses to go to the nearest A&E, it can either go for a taxi ride here, find the nearest A&E, and also other A&E locations as well. And the patient can also choose to talk with a doctor on the platform, which can be seen when he presses our Talk with Our Doctor button. The doctor can then engage with the patient, as can be seen through these green bubbles, and the doctor can then directly refer the patient to the A&E if required. So from the doctor's point of view, when a patient needs urgent attention in the dashboard, it will show that the patient's profile as well as information. The doctor can then proceed to assist the patients by looking at the current consultation information that the chatbot has already nicely summarized through the chat with the patients prior, showing the list of symptoms, and also the doctor can directly take over the chat and talk with the patient directly from the platform. Through the use of our MedAssist AI chatbot, the doctor can also help and ask the chatbot and further up help to diagnose the exact condition of the patient through the extensive knowledge that the chatbot will possess. At the bottom right corner, the doctor can then take recommended actions such as prescriptions, issuing MC, or referring to the A&E hospital directly. So how MedAssist AI works is that it will classify the patients into certain different scenarios, such as green for non-urgent symptoms, orange for unclear severity of symptoms, and red for clearly severe symptoms that the AI will strongly recommend immediate referral to doctor or visit to the A&E. So the healthcare services market is massive, with a $10 trillion market cap and a CAGR of 8% from 2023 to 2026. This is an opportunity that we would not want to miss. Healthcare providers in Singapore will be our main target audience initially, and we estimate that it will be a SOM of 21.4 billion with a 9% CAGR from 2023 to 2026. Furthermore, the SAM of healthcare providers worldwide is $2 trillion, and for the total market of healthcare in general, it can be worth up to $10 trillion. Now, this is a massive market opportunity that you would not want to miss. If we look at MedAssist AI versus other similar chatbot solutions out in the wild, we can see that it is fast in terms of time with the instant ability to communicate with the chatbot, and it also possesses relatively high accuracy as well as patient privacy and also a low cost when it comes to consultations, and therefore has a lot of advantages when it comes to both accuracy compared to solutions on the internet such as Google and ChatGPT, as well as efficiency, especially when compared to hospitals and general practitioners that require you to travel down to the location. Therefore, we think that we offer a unique value proposition with easy integration to services provided by current telemedicine providers, which are easily scalable as we can train effective and efficient models to allow doctors to work faster and more accurately. The platform will also be fully private and anonymous, where patient information is kept fully separate and private and only will be shared with the doctors with user consent. And the doctor is always in control and make the final decision in determining if the patient is in need of emergency services and helps ensure accurate diagnosis. So having a look at the technical implementation, we are looking to use a fine-tuned llama model, which is free for commercial use, and it can be trained on the chat medical dataset to be used to power the chat-based models. We are also using a lava vision model to help analyze images with fine-tuned Llama 2 models that can help analyze the pictures that the patients will send. All patient data will also be private and hosted on private cloud servers, and no data is shared with OpenAI, which is not necessarily the case when used with OpenAI APIs, and data will be stored and kept in compliance with Singapore data requirements. The output will also be guardrailed for factual inaccuracies and checked by a secondary model and periodically reviewed by expert doctors and medical professionals to ensure minimal medical inaccuracies. Our go-to-market strategy will be to develop the app and platform and reach out to healthcare companies by August. And also by December, we hope to partner with engagement partners to raise awareness of the service. We aim to hit 20K monthly usage by 2024 December, and we aim to enter regional markets such as Indonesia by April of 2024, and eventually market, which is the country with the highest healthcare spending per capita. Our business transformation strategy will be to target a B2B model in the beginning with healthcare service providers, followed by B2B2C for businesses from all industries who want to provide a quick healthcare checkup for their employees, and a long-term B2C where we directly target the consumer for credits for health, diet, and workout consults with our chatbot to achieve different health and fitness goals that they might have. We are targeting a dual revenue model in the beginning with $1 per chat and 5% A&E fees and commission when the chatbot refers a patient to the A&E to be paid by the hospital service provider at the beginning. We think that this will have a 75% increase in diagnosis efficiency and a 35% decrease on resources spent on non-urgent cases, and it can also be hugely profitable in the long run with a 525K projected total profits in 2025 with only a market share of 1% in Singapore. So we are MedAssist AI, and let us help you make medical diagnosis possible at your fingertips. Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Wow, thanks Team 11 for this brilliant speech. And now we're opening to our judges. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay. Hello. This is Ariel from The Things. So I want to know more about how you ensure privacy at the same time you ensure customized accuracy.
Thanks for the questions. Just to check again, you're asking how do we ensure patient privacy while ensuring high precision, accuracy when it comes to the answer. Okay, thanks for the question. So on the topic of ensuring patient privacy, we are going to use our own models, such as we are using Llama 2 models, as well as our Lava Vision models, which will be hosted entirely on our own private cloud servers, such that no data will be shared with any external cloud providers such as OpenAI, which can provide privacy issues when it comes to compliance. When it comes to ensuring high accuracy, we are going to work together with expert doctors and medical professionals and review the answers based on medical databases and data sets that are available in the wild, as well as also work together with professionals in order to ensure a high degree of accuracy when it comes to diagnosing of conditions. So we are going to use as much as possible data that is anonymized, and also we are not going to be using any of our own patients' data to train our models, as that can provide some issues when it comes to privacy.
Hi, this is yeah, go ahead. Okay, this is Zhen. So I'm just curious, have you ever talked to any local medical institution before? Because based on your presentation, I think you underestimate the complexity of the existing medical system. For example, have you considered how to handle the legal risk of the whole system? If you make any wrong diagnosis, how are you going to handle it? Do you want to find some insurance company first? And second, if you want to connect to any A&E system in Singapore, how can you make sure the patients are truthful? What if they just tell anything just to get a higher priority in A&E? How are you going to handle this situation?
Yep. Thanks so much for the question. So if I understand, the first question is on the difficulty of training a good medical LLM, as well as the legal.
No, it's not the question. It's
Yeah.
about the legal risk.
Legal risk.
Whatever, yeah, whatever how accurate your model is, there's always a risk, right, of any wrong diagnosis. Do you have any plan to talk to any insurance company first?
Okay. So actually, I'll answer this question from a twofold approach. So, at the beginning, when it comes to our model, we always provide the disclaimer that it is used to assist doctors in making medical diagnosis. So when it comes to the process of, let's say, the patient speaking with the chatbots, um, the patient is always free to engage with the doctor at any time. And the doctor is always the one making the final call on whether to refer the patient to the A&E. And the patient can also choose to directly go to the A&E if he or she wanted to. So we are not directly making...
Then why did they use the chatbot? So if you call any bank in Singapore, right, now you have problem to find any humans to answer the calls, right? And there's a lot of complaints on that. So if the system of A&E uses your platform, right, definitely everyone will just want to talk to some doctor directly.
Yes, but the concern is that the A&E has limited capacity, so non-essential visits clog up hospital resources. So the main goal of the chatbot is so that we can essentially help to help pre-screen the patients and check if the visits are non-urgent or urgent, and avoid clogging up hospital resources, as many of the A&E visits tend to be non-urgent. So the disclaimer is present that we are only using the chatbot as a preliminary form of assessing the patient, rather than a full diagnosis for all conditions of the patient. And when it comes to legal risk, we have also considered on the aspects, and we can see that the regulatory risk related, it will really depend on who is making the final decision on the patients. So when it comes to the standard of care required of medical professionals, we determine that it ultimately lies in the A&E hospital or the doctors engaging on the platform to be able to make the final medical diagnosis for the patients. So although our chatbots may not be 100% accurate at all times, the doctor will always be able to be there to support and make the final call when it comes to judging. And we think that moving forwards, these sort of legal questions are still not really answered. And we think that LLMs will become more and more popular in the long run. And we think that it is still an unanswered question, but we still need someone to go out there and develop a platform and really get into the market and test these questions as well. And sorry, for your second question, you were talking about, could you just repeat the second question for me as well?
How to make sure the patients are truthful?
Okay.
What if they just say some symptoms which is properly very serious, but actually it doesn't happen?
As for how can we ensure the patient is truthful, this is something that is just very difficult to ensure. It is just the case as with all telemedicine providers. For example, I could just go on the Mana Doctor app, or I could go on Doctor Anywhere and tell the doctor that, for example, I have, let's say I'm coughing blood. And the doctor will always be forced to take the benefit of the doubt when it comes to the patient's position, and definitely recommend him or her to see an A&E. So this is a problem that is not just with the usage of AI models. When it comes to even visiting an A&E hospital, for example, the patient can always just claim that he has a heart pain or he has a very severe condition. And so we think that lies will always exist when it comes to patients not being truthful entirely with their conditions. We can definitely work to mitigate some of these cases, but for now, we think that it's better to err on the side of caution, and this is not necessarily something that is of great concern for us.
Okay, thanks for the fruitful conversations between our project and our judges. So now it's already 10:10, and we are going to move to the next stage of our sponsor presentations. So while the judges continue their scoring and summarizing, we will embark on a crucial step, the calculation of the overall scores. And these scores will be based on the comprehensive evaluations conducted for each project, encompassing both technical brilliance, innovative vision, presentation, and demo skills. Please stay patient while waiting for the final announcement for the shortlist projects. So in the meanwhile, our gratitude will extend to our sponsor, Huawei Cloud, who has been leveraging their over 13 years of technical expertise to protect client applications and data. We eagerly anticipate their 10 minutes presentations, which will be promised to be enlightening and inspiring. So let's welcome Huawei Cloud to the stage.
Okay, hi. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, I prepared a presentation, but I think I'll just go on with the presentation without really using the slides. So I'll just skip to the final slide. So if anyone wants to connect to me, you can do so with the QR code. So I'll be sharing my.
Just now the sound is a bit cut off from my end. Could you try again? Test maybe. Hi, Wilson. I think the mic has a bit problems. Cannot hear very clearly. Maybe you can change the network and try again.
Hello, am I audible?
Oh, now it's awesome. You can try again. Okay, let's wait for our sponsor speech for a while. So for our judges, please be reminded to submit your project judging forms by 10:15, and we will start to calculate the overall scores for our project.
Hello, it seems like I dropped off. Am I audible? Can anyone hear me?
Yes. No,
okay,
it's very
maybe
clear.
I'll just go ahead without sharing my screen. Okay, so firstly, I would like to thank the organizers for having us at this remarkable event. So personally, I felt like the layout of this hackathon is really amazing. It's like a little throwback for me, in the past, when we were playing Pokemon in our little small devices. So this is a very nice throwback to that. So on behalf of Huawei Cloud, I would like to express our gratitude for the opportunity to be part of this exciting event. So this hackathon actually showcases the intersection of Web3 and AI, particularly GPT models. And this highlights the immense potential that arises when two cutting-edge technologies actually comes together. I feel like the theme of this event perfectly aligns with our commitment to innovation, collaboration, and pushing boundaries of what's possible. So here at Huawei Cloud, we take pride in offering a solid foundation for innovation through our cloud infrastructure. Cloud computing has become the corner scalability and resources needed to power ambitious projects like the one that were presented previously. The synergy between Web3 and cloud computing is undeniable, and the decentralized nature of Web3 perfectly complements the flexibility and scalability that cloud platforms provide. So this synergy creates a thriving ecosystem for projects that leverages on AI, such as GPT models. And to thrive, it's a testament to the power of collaboration and resources utilization in shaping the future of technology. So once again, I would like to extend my gratitude to the organizers, participants, and fellow sponsors who made this hackathon possible. The projects presented here have the potential to redefine the industries and to pave the way for new technological frontiers. As we move forward, let's embrace the endless possibilities that arises when Web3, AI, and cloud computing converges. Once again, thank you for having Huawei Cloud to be part of this incredible journey. And here's to an exciting future of innovation and exploration. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Huawei Cloud for delivering this speech, and we really appreciate all the efforts from the project teams, from our judges and our sponsors, co-hosts. So without you, we cannot make this these demo days and these hackathons running so smoothly and successfully. So let's wait for a few minutes. We will announcing the winners for today's we will announce the top 6 selected projects that will participate in our final competitions next Tuesdays in Singapore, Ultra Hotel. Yeah, just wait for a few minutes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the final stage of this exhilarating event. The top 6 projects that will proceed to the next stage have been determined based on their comprehensive scores. The anticipation is over as we reveal the names of these exceptional projects. They are: the first project will be Team 1, AI Smart Math Teacher. And the second project that entered the next stage will be Team 2, SQ, Data Driven AI Expert. The third project will be Team 3, MyShell AI. The fourth team will be Team 5, GoSub AI. The fifth team will be Team 8, AIGC for Web3 Regulation Technologies. And the last team that will enter our final competition is Team 10, Wireframe Designers. So, a big congratulations to all the projects that is listed in this just now we've already announced. So please be reminded to participate the final competition that is scheduled at 5th of August, which is the next Tuesday. We'll be contacting you very soon. For those who are not selected, we really would like to see you again in our future activities. Please also join our other social channels that is listed in the chat, such as our Discords, follow our Twitters to get more timely notifications for future hackathon events. We have a bunch of hackathon events that is running by Modal or co-hosting with our partners, and a lot of them are happening very soon. So we look forward to see you again. So a big thank you to everyone for joining us in this remarkable journey through the AI and GPT hackathons. We've witnessed the groundbreaking ideas, technological innovations, and the limitless potential of AI. As we conclude this event, let's applaud the dedications of our participating teams, the expertise of our judges, and the support of our sponsors. And we eagerly look forward to the last offline competitions during the 5th August, located at Singapore Orchard Hotel. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Bye. See you.
Okay, bye-bye. See you.
See you. Good night.
See you. Good night.